Continuing on as to whether Angela Merkel believes herself to be a god or a messiah for the Jewish bloodline of Sabbateanism. Let's look at what would be needed if one was to push themselves as a modern-day messiah over this earth, as we now live what is essentially a one-world society. She would need the following. She would need a John the Baptist type figure, because Sabbateanism is a type of perverted Judaism in practice, but also bases itself on a imitation Christianity. She would also need a holy book, because people are more demanding these days. They do not want to wait around for one. She would need acolytes. She would need a type of theology to explain how she is on this earth. One thing that Sabbateans are not exposed for, if they are ever exposed at all, though now they are coming out more into the open, is their belief in reincarnation. After all, Jacob Frank believed he was a reincarnation of Sabbatai the. And there were probably earlier Sabbatai V's, all the way to Siren Magus. And you do have those who were the reincarnations of Sabbatai V, Jacob Frank, but they never made it, they just couldn't cut it. But in this day and age with technology and media, especially social media, it may be quite possible to portray oneself as a saviour or a messiah, and as we see now, people will announce their Jewish bloodlines according to social and political circumstance. So, whether or not Angela Merkel believes she is a messiah for the Jewish people, or the what I call Tebel Jews, those who are of a physical Jewish bloodline and the religion is, not part of it, and whatever religion there is political ideology. As we see now that Judaism is essentially, for the most part, atheist or secular, apart from the ultra-Orthodox, who possibly consist 5% of the Jews on a global basis and who oppose Zionism. If they're not atheist or just secular, they believe in a type of pantheism, or they call themselves Jews for Jesus and stuff like that, even though they should just call themselves Christians if they really do believe on a spiritual level. But there is being a physical Jew and a spiritual Jew. If you're not of a Jewish mother, at best you can be a spiritual Jew. So, for the, let's say, John the Baptist. Merkel hasn't got one of those yet, although it could be quite easy to pay someone to claim that, but she would need someone of a decent standing. So that's probably put a halt on her announcement of her, I don't know, godlike being. Acolytes, that's okay. Bring in 1,000,000 refugees, they'll sing your praises all day, put them on welfare, pay them, and you can do no wrong. And after all, if you've allowed all these refugees who are, for the most part, Muslim, and they believe that it's the work of God that they go to Europe to turn Europe into an Islamic caliphate, then Angela Merkel must be part of the plan. She must be ordained by God. So that suits her well. As for the Holy Book, there is one, and it's called Germany Must Perish. That book was written in 1941 by a Jew named Kaufman. The premise of that book is that Germany has to be destroyed and can never be a nation again. And in this modern day, bringing in 1,000,000 Muslims that we know of, who are of various racial and ethnic backgrounds, would indeed fracture a German state to where it would be ungovernable. So we've got our holy book, and if Merkel's psychosis becomes that extreme, she will seek to implement everything in that book, and she will believe that it is her mission to do so. That's why she's the Chancellor of Germany. It's, like I said, this is just psychosis on her part and the part of others who think along these lines. The Sabbateanism, that is a psychotic cult. I would compare it to Scientology, if anything. So that's the Holy Book dealt with. As for theology and religious practices, well, say that Sabbateanism is just a rip-off from Judaism, and combined with a corruption of Christianity, blended together and then inverted. If you look back at the histories of particularly Sabbatai Zevi and Jacob Frank, their theology and practices were make it up as you go along. There is no single truth but them. So I've noticed one thing that Angela Merkel does. Can't remember the exact name for it in Hebrew, but it's to do with the blessing of the Shekinah. The Shekinah is the female aspect of God, and it's a hand sign. And if you look at Merkel, she's been photographed doing this many times. She does a hand gesture, but it's not on the general public, it's on herself, on the ground she walks on before she actually walks on it. It's, like I said, I believe Sabbateanism leads to psychosis, and is someone like Merkel who has power. This has led to solipsism. But let's look at what's commonly known now as the Merkel route, and we'll compare it to a couple of other things. So, with the hand gestures, you'll find plenty of these on the internet. Um, one might say it's an idiosyncrasy, but if you look at her background, it's seems, you could say it's just a coincidence, but it seems to be a bit more, making a particular hand gesture. And it's a regular thing she does. So, would I read too much into it? I wouldn't say it's absolute evidence of Sabbateanism, but I would say it's something that just should be noted, especially as she does seem to be becoming more psychotic. If I was to compare Angela Merkel to any cult figure or cult leader, I would compare her to Jim Jones. You got, the family background, which I purported to be Catholic, but didn't seem to actually practice it. It seems to be similar along the line of Jim Jones. Jim Jones was, most people believed he was some sort of Christian cult leader, but actually he used Christianity to push Marxism. That was his thing, Marxism. So the communal cult in Guyana and the suicide at the end, the mass suicide, is due to his Marxism, not due to anything resembling Christianity. And was Jim Jones a solipsist? Who knows? Probably an extreme narcissist. But Jim Jones was essentially pushing atheism within a Christian cover. So with Merkel, what is she pushing? But you also consider all these coincidences all occurring at the same time. You've got the book Germany Must Perish, and yet written by a Jew, and yet Merkel, who is a maternal Jew, a bloodline Jew, finds herself in the position of putting Germany in a position to perish. Whether or a series of coincidences applying up to her psychoticness and her solipsism. If she's of Sabbatean ancestry, which everything points to her being that, then, if she gets the idea she is the saviour, and if it doesn't go her way, can I see her trying to take down Germany with her? Yes, I can. Germany must perish. It's a set of circumstances which there will be opportunists playing up to that will destroy Germany, because she ain't a saviour. So if looking at it from a satanic point of view, preempting prophecy, all these things that are occurring at this moment fit into it. So, is Europe doomed? Well, as it is at the moment, yes. Because if Merkel's a solipsist, then as far as she's concerned, that all this stuff exists in her imagination, in her brain only. Everything's a dream. The people on this earth are just here to perform a soap opera type performance to entertain her, and do it, at least for the time being, until she gets her messiahship announced by a John the Baptist type figure. Then she believes, if she wakes up, well, it doesn't matter, because everything's gone, it's just a dream, then it'll just start over again. Much in a way as Sabbateans believe that the Jewish Messiah is continually recycled and reborn and reincarnated. And if she comes to the logical conclusion that this is not true, that her life has been a lie, then she'll seek to take down everyone with her into the grave. And, I look at it, I wonder, why do the Germans put up with this? You've got in Germany a Netta Kahane, a Jew, who seeks to destroy all white people in Germany. And Merkel tolerates this as though it's some part of the script, or that it's a cameo role. And in Sweden you got Barbara Spector, who performs the same sort of thing. And all I can do is draw onto, biblical prophecy where things of this nature were mentioned. People will harden their hearts. They won't listen to common sense. They won't take notice of logic. But being a former theistic Satanist myself, I can tell you that one of the things we wanted to do was to preempt prophecy and put it in nut jobs and loonies into positions to do this. Some guy says he's Jesus. Yeah, mate, you're Jesus. Yeah, go and preach the word. And it just cuts away at Christianity, which is what it was meant to do, encouraging nut jobs to do these things. That's what it was all about. You've got a bloody Marxist Pope now who, believes in prosperity theology for himself and misery theology for everyone else. But anyway, I just made this clip because I want you to know, I want you to investigate. Maybe I'm wrong, but I hope I am. But I believe that, this, I know the way things are now at the moment, we're in a position where nothing is true. So all is permitted. Yeah, that's it.